Hey everybody, Pete Enns here, biblical scholar and sometimes whiner. That's what this is about. Now, I had to get something off my chest, really. I was watching the Little League World Series, that happened a couple weeks ago, and Florida, a very good team, beat a very, very good team from Chinese Taipei. And it's wonderful. It's great to see the kids win. And I love watching the Little League World Series because it takes me back. I played Little League, and also I coached Little League for years, and it just sort of takes me back. It's a way of connecting really with my youth. I watch these kids. Plus, they're just so darn good. These kids are really good baseball players. But anyway, here's the thing. Florida won, and before the game started, the camera from ABC just sort of was like focused on the Florida dugout. And the coach is mic'd. A couple of the coaches are mic'd. And the coach is giving his kids a pep talk. And they're sort of gathered around him, and he's telling them, he said, listen, guys, I'm paraphrasing, but he says, this game is ours. We're going to win it. This belongs to us. You see, I met this older gentleman today who walked up to me, and he prayed for me, and he told me that God said, this is ours. So go get it. This is your game. It's going to happen. There's no question about it. So I thought about that, and frankly, the first thought I had in my mind was, I hope they lose, because then you could sort of squash that kind of theology where, God is the cosmic butler, and God may be ignoring things like human trafficking or abuse, but he really wants these kids to win this game for whatever reason, because they prayed hard enough. And that's not good theology. Prayer is a mysterious thing, and I don't claim to understand it all, but that kind of praying for little kinds of things like that are really very personal and somewhat selfish, I would even say, it doesn't work for me. So, but they won. See, that now creates a theological problem as far as I'm concerned for these kids, because they might grow up thinking that, this is how God works. You just pray hard enough and God gives you what you want. And probably the Chinese team didn't pray to the Christian God, so, enough of that. And that just got me a little bit riled up, because I've seen the kind of damage, as many of you have too, I've seen the kind of damage this does to young people and how they conceive of God, and what happens when they get older and they realize, well, God just doesn't work this way, and now what do I do? Right? So I just want to say that, everyone is at a different place in terms of their spiritual journey, but I really wish the Florida coach had not said what he said. Win, lose, or draw. He shouldn't have dragged God into it that way, because that will just be this lingering thought in the minds of young people. And I think that was the wrong thing to do. I'm not saying he's a bad person or immoral or anything like that. I'm just saying I think that was the wrong thing to do in that situation.